No, don't even think about it. Don't even, no, Penny, stop, let go. Penny, she's thinking about it. Get away, no, Penny, let go from there, let go. It's not food, swim away, there you go, good girl. Welcome back, Turtleholics. I'm so excited for today's video. I'm finally gonna be adding plants to my turtle tank. All right, so I need to do a little bit of housekeeping beforehand, but I've decided that I'm probably gonna be putting it over here in this right-hand corner. One, because it's farther away from the filter, so I don't think it'll be disturbed as much. And secondly, it is closer to the basking light, which is obviously good for photosynthesis. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of clear up the space, and then it'll be time to put in the plants. The spot is cleared up now and ready for the plants. And when you're taking the plant out of the package, just make sure to be careful. You don't want to pull too hard on any of the leaves. And it also might come in this gel-like substance, and you are going to want to remove that. It's not toxic, but you're just going to want to rinse that off and make sure that none of it's going to get inside of your tank. And then you're also going to want to snip off any of the dying leaves from the plant. I have them all lined up now, and I put them in alphabetical order just because it'll be easier to keep track of them when I put them in the water. But we have the Amazon Sword, the Anubias, the El Nino Fern, Java Fern, and then Rosette Sword. Like I said, I'm gonna put this in the same order. I'm probably gonna line it up right along here. Alrighty, and so we have the plants in the water. Here goes Penny now, coming to explore, seeing what's new in her little tank. Oh, that's the Java. She's sniffing up the Java Fern now. Okay, so she's not biting it yet. Up now she's coming to explore on the left side. Here's the Amazon Sword and the Anubias. Uh-oh, she's sniffing the Amazon Sword. Oh, and we got our first bite. Okay, she let go. So we're good. Oh, and actually it looks like she might have kicked up the Anubias. All right, I'm gonna have to do something to basically keep these in place. So I have all 5 plants in place here. You can see I used both of the rocks here to kind of help the roots stay down. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. If these do get dislodged and start floating around, I'll probably have to glue it to either the bottom of the tank or to the rocks themselves. In the meantime, I'm gonna be putting some nutrients in the tank, as well as some CO2, just, you know, help the plants grow, but I'll check back in about 3 days. Welcome back. It's now been 3 days since I put the plants in the aquarium. I have good news and bad news. Bad news, as you can see, the plants are not there. They basically I put them in the substrate, and within a couple hours they were all over the tank. But the good news is, while Penny did, you know, take a couple bites at them, she didn't really eat a whole lot of the leaves. So I did put them in this bucket here, and now I am gonna try to basically glue them to some rocks that I just bought. And I'm gonna hope that helps keep them in place. And this process is pretty easy. All you have to do is squeeze some glue onto the rock, and then you just press the plant onto the rock for like 20 seconds. I just went ahead and did this with all of the plants that I had. Now you can see they're lined up. I actually really like how they look with the rock, so now it's time to put them in the tank. Round 2 of putting the plants in the tank. First up, we have the Amazon Sword. Now here's the Anubias. Here's the big El Nino Fern. Here is the Java Fern. Lastly, here is the Rosette Sword. And here they are all lined up. I love the way they look. Penny, please let me have these plants for at least another week or 2. So here we are. It's been another 3 days, so just about a week since I put the plants inside of my turtle tank. And here is the update. So you can see on the left-hand side, it was the Amazon Sword. That one is completely gone. Look at that, like from the roots. Some of the leaves are floating over there. I'm gonna remove those from the tank, but that one's completely gone. And then moving to the right here, we have the Anubias. Oh, we have a little photo bomber just knocking down the Java Fern. Now she's kicking up poop on all the plants. Thanks, Finny. But yeah, so on the left here, we have the Anubias, which looks pretty good. El Nino Fern looks great. Java Fern, not so much. I'm a little disappointed with that. And then behind all the poop there on the right, we have the Rosette Sword, which actually looks pretty good. Here comes Penny again, wanting to be the center of attention, as always. Love you, Penny. So yeah, here's what they look like. She's definitely been nibbling at some of them, but hopefully they can make it a little longer. So this is how the plants look after a week in the tank, and I will check back in again in the next couple of days. Alrighty, and here we are. So it's actually been almost 2 weeks now since I put the plants inside of my turtle tank, and as you can see, they've definitely taken a lot of damage here. As I explained last time, the Amazon Sword, that one has been gone for a while. Looking at the remaining 4 here, the Anubias only has, it looks like 3 leaves left. I will say they look healthy, so I'm guessing just Penny, you know, chewed off a bunch of them, but you know, hopefully these three can stay healthy. Next up, we have the El Nino. And this one definitely has the most amount of leaves left. I think it started with the most amount of leaves just because it was the biggest. A couple of the leaves look good, other ones not so great. I'm not sure if that's due to the water chemistry or the lighting, but I mean, I've been putting in the carbon dioxide as well as the nutrients, so not really sure what's causing that. But regardless, it's still here. Then we have the Java Fern, the sad little Java Fern, which I had the highest hopes for. Everyone always says to start with Java Fern. As you can see, I literally only have one and a half leaves left, and this one is barely standing. She has definitely been taking bites out of this thing, so that's too bad. And then on the end here, we have the Rosette Sword, which for one, a lot of the leaves are still remaining, so it looks like Penny did not like to eat them, which is good. But as you can see, it looks like there's 2 or 3 leaves that are kind of already starting to die a little bit. So hopefully this one can hang in there, but regardless, here you can see we started with 5. We still have 4 plants standing. So this has been a long process, like I said, like just over 2 weeks now. And I feel like although it's not the biggest success, I am still happy that 4 of them have made it to the 2 weeks. And I did learn a lot. So I just want to kind of review some of the things that I learned and some of the mistakes that I made. I think for starters, number 1, as you guys saw in the beginning, it was pretty dumb of me to just put them right into the substrate thinking that they would stay there. Penny's like leg kicked it up like 30 seconds into it. So obviously you guys, like if you're gonna do this, I would recommend, you know, gluing it to something or at least having something to hold it down. Secondly, make sure you know what type of plant that you have, whether it's semi-aquatic or fully aquatic. And even within some fully aquatic plants, they have different requirements, especially when it comes to where to put the stems or the roots. For example, some types of plants, they can be under substrate, so you can have whether it's dirt or sand, the roots can be underneath there. Whereas others, they have to be above the substrate or else they're not going to be able to get enough nutrients. So that's just something that I definitely recommend checking out before you get a plant. Also, another mistake I made, which actually could have been a pretty bad one, was when I used the glue on the plants. I don't think I waited long enough before putting them in my tank. I think I was kind of just so excited that I think you're supposed to wait like 30 minutes and I only waited like 15, maybe 20. And when I put them in, actually Penny went right to the roots of the Amazon sword. And I left the room for a little bit, and when I came back, she actually had some of the glue on her mouth. Luckily, this glue, like, it's not harmful or toxic, but obviously it's just not something that you want to have stuck on your turtle's mouth. And it did cause some irritation for her. Luckily, it only took like an hour for it to come off, but it could have been a lot worse. So definitely something just to keep in mind if you are going to use aquarium glue in your turtle tank. All in all, I am happy that I did this, and I hope that these plants stay around as long as they can. And I do recommend kind of doing what I do and just kind of like at least get multiple types of species, at least 2 or 3, just in case, you know, you don't want to get one of the same species and then, you know, maybe your turtle likes the taste of it and just takes them all out in a day or 2. So I would say it is good starting out with a variety. And in terms of species I recommend, you know, I would say these 4 that are still standing here now, they made it 2 weeks for me. So, you know, I think they're worth giving a shot if you are interested in having plants for your turtle tank. Just make sure if you want to, like, you know, get a plant, obviously you make sure that it is safe and not toxic for your turtle. I do think going into this, I was a little optimistic, but the reason being that Penny just does not eat any vegetables. Like whenever I try to feed her vegetables, whether it's lettuce, Brussels sprouts, literally just about any vegetable, like she won't even give it the light of day. She won't bite it. She won't do anything. So I just assumed that she wasn't going to be touching these plants. But as you guys saw, she definitely loved like eating these plants, eating the leaves. But even, you know, looking on the bright side, while, you know, some of the plants didn't last as long as I wanted them to, at least I know that there are some types of plants and vegetables that she will eat, which will be good to know in the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like and feel free to subscribe. I really appreciate all your support, and see you on the next one.